Hello. Oh my goodness, I forgot how to do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Longer and Harder, the show on the internet where we take a subject and we go deeper. How are you all doing today? I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon if you're in my time zone. Otherwise, whatever day of the week and or future peoples. Hey, hope you're having yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Hello, Micro. Hello, Evans. Hello, Mrs. Snarky and Awkward Post. Oh my goodness, so many cool people in the chat today. Jelly and Red. Who did I miss? Objectively Subjective. How are you all doing? I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Red's here. Yeah, this is going to be a good show. I hope so. I hope so. We have some fun times at all. The title's the same for you. I don't know. I do not have a second piercing. I only have the one. And that's it. It was copied and pasted over. I'm gonna start saying that from now on just because Awkward Pasta said I'm not allowed to. So it was copied and pasted over from Wednesday stream. Oh my goodness, I need to trim my beard. It looks awful. And so yeah, it's the same. It looks different on my side. I don't know what to tell you. I genuinely do not know what to tell you at this point. Did I see the video you sent? No. Where did you send that? On what thing that was that sent on? I did see. We did get some. Let's see. Oh, I guess I can open it here. We did get some lovely fan art from not fan art. What is it? I don't. Fan stuff ish. I requested, so I'm not sure if it's fan because I requested it. Stuff from Awkward Pasta, which is fantastic. I'll try to get to show that in a second. It is in the fan art folder, so you'll get to see it during the AFK stuff. Regardless, you'll get a chance to see it, so it'll be there. Just a New Year resolution for my channel. Nothing big. I hope. What is your New Year scheduling my video for tonight? Oh, nice. I hope we get to see more. I watched a little bit of you did a thing, Red, where you did animation for someone else's video, or is it your video? I forget. I started watching it and now I've lost it. I have to go back to it. But that seemed cool. Alright, yeah. Everyone else should be like Awkward Pasta and go subscribe to Maddie. Everyone should subscribe to Maddie and Mrs. Snarky. Don't forget to subscribe to Mrs. Snarky. New Stoics. Yes, there we go. New Stoics. Not Stoics. I can read. Yes, everyone should go to subscribe to all the cool people in here. If you haven't already, go subscribe to the Mrs. Snarky and the Objectively Subjective and the Red and the Micros. Anyone else have a channel? I think those are the people who have channels. Go subscribe to that. Maybe Micro will eventually start making videos. I hope so, Micro. Because it's still, we've been joking about this, but I'm still gonna be fairly certain that Micro's next video is gonna come out on my channel before it ever comes out. It is. Oh my goodness. So yeah. What is it? What is there? That's about it? Welcome and things. Housekeeping. There's really not much housekeeping. I've been a bum. It's fine. I'll get through being bumness. I'll get through being a bum in a couple of days. I shouldn't say it was a rough weekend. If you follow me on Twitter, you know exactly why it's been a rough weekend. It's just been kind of rough. And stuff. So if you want me to talk about it, I will. But otherwise, you follow me on Twitter, you know exactly what's going on. And why things probably didn't get done. But hey, I did get to go see a movie with my wife. That was fun. We went to go see what's that thing called? Bombshell. We got to go see Bombshell, which is the story of Roger Ailes, and mostly Roger Ailes, kind of Bill O'Reilly, and how women came out and talked about sexual harassment in the workplace. And that was very relevant to my conversations on Twitter, and I have all the feelings about it. It's great. I will probably put a Twitter post about that because I have all the feelings about how those things go together. And then along with, if you haven't, and I'm going to plug them even if they're not here because I also think this is incredibly relevant. If you haven't seen it, or I don't even know, apprehensive or whatever, go watch Essence of Thought's latest video. I got a sneak peek of it before it came out, and whoof, the feels for that, like that one. Though I would like trigger warnings or content warnings or whatever you want to call them. It's some heavy stuff, So if you have like if you have a hard time listening to people talk about like grooming and things like that, maybe not, but otherwise you should definitely go see it because ooh, it's very good. You are spamming the chat and it's perfectly fine. That's why you have a wrench. So yeah, go check out Essence of Thoughts video. It is very good and it's oof. Oof! It hurt. I had to watch it like in chunks because it was kind of hard to listen to. Not like hard and like it was. Their video was very good. It was very emotional to listen to, and it really kind of it hit all the bits. It hit all the bits, and it made me uncomfortable. Too bad I didn't make videos. You should do art videos. Your art is so fantastic. You should do art videos. We always need more art people. Okay. So with that said, that's really all about housekeeping. Go subscribe to the people. There, housekeeping done. Fantastic. We can move on to Beer of the Week. I'm really sad that none of my German friends are here today. I don't see Luke and I don't see Gio. And so we finally this isn't German though. This is the problem. This isn't actually a German beer, but it's a German style beer. And we finally got there. And it's a little sad that they're not here for me to shit on it. I'm sure that it's very good, but I'm gonna shit on it really. Oh goodness. So I'm really sad that they're not here. So for today's beer of the week, we have ourselves Prost. There's a way to say this correctly. I don't know what that is. Prost. Hello, Punchy. How are you? It is a German Festbier. By White Elm Brewing Company in Lincoln, Nebraska. Also, if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, they have a really good tap room. Fantastic. I was there last May. Really good tap room. Had a lot of fun. Definitely go check them out if you're anywhere near the Lincoln, Nebraska area. They have a really good tap room. Lots of fun and all the things. Oh no, part of the thing got cut off. I'm gonna have to scoot things over. We were drinking cider. Ooh, cider is always cider. I feel like I did a cider of the week once. My wife's more into ciders. I don't like fruity things as much as she does. That's a thing. That's a problem. It's kind of funny. I had you on an interview and then you stopped making content. Was that the kiss of death? Oh no. Oh no. Prost means cheers. Cheers. All right. Okay, so the description on the beer says, this modern Oktoberfest beer pays respect to the German Purity Act by containing only water, barley, hops, and yeast. So raise a mug and celebrate the Bavarian way. Prost. Oh, Maddie. So, Maddie, you tell me, am I allowed to say things? Because I kind of alluded to them last time. But I didn't say days. But you let me know how much I'm allowed to say. Because I don't want to ruin surprises, but I do. I do want to ruin surprises. Oh, well, no, they did it for me. So, okay, ruin surprises ruined. I love it. Perfect. So I did kind of talk about this at some point during the last stream that I'll be on Maddie's channel on the 14th. So if you like to check that out, 14th, which is a Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, go over to Maddie's channel, and I will be there talking to Maddie about things. I am sure that I've never. So thing about Maddie, we like each other. We like each other's channel. We chat like outside of YouTube, and like we chat on Twitter and whatnot. They live like 2 hours, 3 hours away from me. But we've never been on each other's shows. So, we realized that this is a mistake and it needs to be fixed. So we're fixing it. I don't know exactly what Maddie's going to ask me. So, I don't know, get ready for some what is spicy takes by R&D, I guess. So yeah, so check that out on the 14th. Hello, Christy. How are you? I hope you're having yourself a wonderful day on this lovely Sunday afternoon. It is super nice here right now. I'm sure Maddie's liking it. This beer looks gross. Sorry, I got distracted. Look at this gross beer. Oh, Germans, why? Why must everything be so light-colored with you all? Oh, no, I do not like. Oh, that is not a delicious color, and I do not like this. R&D will even get canceled, more canceled. I am super canceled this week. I am the most canceled person that has ever been canceled. Oh, what a week. Okay, beer of the week. We're talking about beer of the week. All the distractions. It's great. Also, you should go check out Taking a Look At. If you want to see this, but with like 4 other people in the room, go check out Taking a Look At. Because that's what we do. Also, Pasta was on it yesterday, and it was fantastic. She's wonderful. You should definitely go check out yesterday's. Also, it was terrible. We did a lot of terrible jokes. I should be more embarrassed than I am about that show. That's good color. Oh no! Look! Oh no! I can see my thumb through it. That is not okay. Oh no! Oh no! I do not like. Oh no! I also poured it terribly. Oh, it smells like beer, guys. It smells like beer. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna try this. Oh, I already have a bad opinion about this. I haven't even tried it. It smells like beer though. It tastes like beer. It tastes like beer, guys. Not gonna lie, it tastes like Corona. Wait, now, I expect better than you. I don't expect Corona out of you. Okay, now that I'm done bitching about it, nice, crisp, very crisp, very crisp. Tastes like hops, maybe barley. Mostly tastes like hops and barley and a little bit of water. But that's it. Like, it's a very basic beer. It genuinely, like, not gonna lie, it's a smoother Corona, which is good because Coronas are great, especially in the summer, right? They're great, right? Tastes like hops, not hops. So it's a smoother Corona, slightly more flavor for Corona. There's a little bit of sweetness in it, like in the right here bits. I don't like the right here bits. I don't know what to call them. The right here bits. It's nice and sweet. Good mouthfeel, is that the right word? I don't know. It's like the right here. It's really good. Okay. Okay. It might be an acquired taste. I'm not gonna full out, like, the first sip was terrible. It's getting better. I think I'd like it more with a hot dog in the summer. Right now in the winter, so we'll see. We're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with this beer. I'm not gonna cancel this beer right off the bat, but yeah, we're getting there. It's not as stout. It's supposed to be that color. I don't know if it is. I thought that was ContraPoints. We're all getting canceled. This is everyone gets canceled. If you have an opinion this weekend, you're getting canceled. That's how that works. I've been canceled. Apparently, Christy's been canceled. You won't could ever cancel you, Christy. You're too lovely for that nonsense. Beer smells like beer. It's not supposed to smell like beer. It's just not. Oh God. Okay, so with that said, we got ourselves. Why isn't what's his face here? You should be here, Steambot. Why aren't you here? You should be here. I fixed you so that you'd be here, and I'm really disappointed that you're not. So hopefully it'll show up. There we go. I don't know why. It just shows up late every time. Okay. So with that said, we got ourselves Cloudbot, and we got ourselves a video menu. So let's go through our options for today of what we want to talk about. We got ourselves our video menu. Our options for today are The Truman Show by ODD TV, Alpha Males by Joe Rogan, Greta Thunberg by Rationality Rules, Watchmen by Umbrella Guy. Also, I bought Watchmen. I bought like the book, not book, the graphic novel. I bought it while I was in California, so I have it and I'm reading through it. And so don't get that one. Don't pick 4. Don't pick 4 until I finish actually reading it, because 4 is a lot about how Watchmen is being too woke. The new Watchmen is being too woke, and from watching the movie, which I have watched the movie, that seems dumb. But I'd rather finish the comic book before I do. So don't vote for it. It's pretty much all I'm saying. 7-Year-Old Transitions by Blair White, Immigration by ARTB, and Depression is in Your Head by Nicole Aubrun. So, if you like to vote, all you have to do is do an upside down eye vote, and then the number you like to vote for, and you can start voting whenever you like now, because that's all set up for you all to vote. Don't tell us not to pick one. You know which one we're gonna vote for. I know. I just want to be better prepared for it. That's all. I just want to be better prepared. Okay. So that's pretty. There we go. See, red's right away gonna be like, yeah, I want him to talk about something he knows very little about. That's fantastic. So I think I did this last year, and I completely forgot to do it this year, because these last two streams I've been kind of half-assedly putting together. But I think I think over this week, so starting next Sunday, I'm gonna do what I did last year, and I'm gonna just delete all of these. So these are gonna be probably your last chance to talk about any of these, and then they're just gonna all get deleted. I'm gonna find a whole set of new videos, because some of them haven't been on here for a while. Like the ODD TV one, I think has been here all year. Like I think that one we never got to, and it's just been there just forever. The other ones, I think also like the alpha male ones, I think that one got it. Like I think those two have been here pretty much all year long. So I think those are gonna get rotated out. The other ones have, I think, pretty much all have been added. The Rationality Rules one is probably oldest one, and I think that's from a month or two ago, so that's not even that old. Everything else has been added fairly recently. If you've seen the movie, you're not too clueless on what it is. Yeah, I'm sure that it's from the sounds of it, from the little bit I watched, it's very much so in the SJWs are ruin everything, which is a dumb talking point, but it's a particularly dumb talking point when you talk about Watchmen. Not because Watchmen necessarily is like pro SJW or whatever you want to call that, but it's so like it's so anti-establishment that like it's so anti-establishment that like complaining about it is a little bit weird in the way that they do it. It's like, yeah, it's dumb. I would like to actually watch the new show. I'm not sure. I haven't heard if it's any good, the new show or not. I would like to do that. Moore gets frustrated when fans say they love Rorschach when he's a fascist. I know, right? Rorschach is the worst. What's that meme about like the Joker and Rorschach and some other fictional character who everybody like all the edgy edgelords like go towards? Like, no, they were the bad guys. People, they weren't the good guys. They were the bad guys. Yeah, Rorschach extremely fascist. Like his whole thing. Rick from Rick and Morty. Like, these are not good people. These are not people that you should be looking up to. Especially Rorschach's whole thing is like he walks around from what I read at the beginning. I think at the beginning of the comic, which I think elaborates quite a bit more from his introduction in the movie. He pretty much walks around the city and complains about how everybody is too liberal and having too much sex and pretty much having too much fun. Like they're your boomer dad. Like way your boomer dad about how these kids nowadays are out there having way too much sex. Like, I don't know why you would support that at all. Space Squid Change. Yeah, Space Squid Change. If you don't know that, I feel like I don't have to do like a spoiler warning for such an old movie / such an old comic, but you know, maybe. Excellent, best show ever. Good. It's an HBO, right? I really gotta watch it. I have so many shows to watch. I've been watching cartoons because at the end of the day, the last serious show that I watched was The Boys, which I highly recommend. Fucking depressing as all hell. Gave me so much goddamn anxiety, but super good. Like, so good. Such a good show. Just be prepared to have a whole lot of anxiety watching it. but it's a very, very good show. That was the last series show that I watched, and since then I've been watching like She-Ra, the Princesses of Power on Netflix, and I watched some anime about volleyball. I'm not really selling it. No. If you like having, if you like shows that actually like make you feel things, definitely go watch The Boys. If that's what you like, if you like if you like to feel things, right? Go watch The Boys. Very, very good stuff. So a bunch of SJW propaganda. Yes, I watch all the SJW propaganda. Also, highly recommend She-Ra, Princesses of Power. So good, especially something I think it was Christiosity was sort of asking about, like, what are some of the good things that happened in 2019? So we don't always just talk about the shitty shit that happened in 2019. And somebody brought up the like better portrayals of minorities and LGBTQ in media, and one of the shows that I think should be on that is She-Ra. She-Ra did a fantastic job. They have every kind of character. They have stories about coming out. It's fantastic. It's so good. My wife loves it. I love it. It's a good show. So definitely, if you like cartoons, it's definitely go watch that one. Okay, so with that, are you telling us to go watch The Boys like at the park? So if you do that, you're not allowed to take pasta with you. That's pretty much it. You should definitely go watch She-Ra. It's very good. Also, just, it's heartwarming and fun. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you just need that in a day. and She-Ra's the way to do it. Okay, so you can no longer vote. Voting is done. Voting is done, so we're gonna complete that poll. I think the winner is gonna be fairly obvious. She-Ra is awesome. She-Ra did fantastic. Oh, where's the poll? The poll finished. Number 7. There we go. Number 7. She-Ra was a good one. I personally thoroughly enjoyed it. They just had a really good. One of the things about it is the villains. So the villain, what's his name? Hordak. Hordak's the villain, which is the same villain that was in the original show, if you ever watched the original show from the 80s. It's the same villain. I've never felt so what's the word? Like, so much empathy for a villain. Like, this is a villain who's been like he's still a bad guy, right? Like, he's still a bad guy, but he's still like very emotionally hurt by the way that he's treated by other people. And there was definitely points where I was like, he was visibly hurt by, like, emotionally hurt by the way that his underlings were treating him, and it hurt. It was like, oh, that is painful. Like, that is a pain I did not think I would feel for a villain in a cartoon show, in a kids cartoon show of all things. Stop talking, lady. Okay, so we have ourselves today. Now that we're done talking about cartoon shows, all right, Eric's Dream has been created. I've gifted you a new nickname. Check out the link. All right, everyone should go check that out. If you give yourselves a reminder that that's a thing that's happening in 2 weeks, and then remember to go do that in 2 weeks. What time did we say? 7 p.m. R&D time. So I don't know what that is international times, but that's 7 hours, 6.5 hours from right now. Whatever time you have now, add 6.5 hours, and then we'll be that on Tuesday the 14th, if I remember correctly. So, okay, so we have ourselves Nicole Aubrun. She's gonna tell us about why depression is all in your head. I think that was the name of the full video. Why depression is all in your head. So depression ain't real is pretty much gonna be it. I'm sorry, everybody in the chat who has dealt with depression. This is gonna be fun because it's just one of those people who does the thing. You would fight Nicole Aubrun. I think everyone should fight her, honestly. Like, just uh, and somebody take that out of context and tell me how I'm endorsing violence against women. God, I need to stop canceling myself. This has been a week. This has been a week. Okay, so with that said, let's re-pour our beer. Pour a little bit more beer. Ooh, I did a little bit better that time. A little bit better. Not like 100% best, but a little bit better that time. Okay, so with that said, we are going to talk about this. Hopefully everything is on. And
only one person can get you out of depression, and that is you. It's all in your head. It's all in our head. Oh no, I'm holding you accountable for your own feelings and for your own life. Holy fuck.
I dislike you, lady. Okay, so. You might have to bail out of this one, yeah. Curious is the only interview left for the month, so I have either to come up with this scripted stuff or just leave it for the following month. I'm assuming that's what I mean. Yeah, just stop being sad, dumbass. I like that. Somebody t-shirt that. Let's t-shirt stop being sad, dumbass. Needs to be a t-shirt, apparently. So multiple flavors of depression. Depression is not one thing, first of all. It's not at all. As I love people on the internet, Nicole Aubrun, who just automatically think you have more expertise than, you know, a whole field of science that studies how the human brain does things. So no, there are there is no one strategy for not being depressed. And there are different kinds of depressions, right? There's sort of I wish I knew psychology major. I'm not a major psychology person. Why do you not know all the psychology things? Because I don't. I'm terrible. But there's different forms of depression, right? There's sort of like an acute, which is just like short-term. There's short-term depression and there's long-term depression. Let's go with that. Short-term, long-term depression. Short-term depression. One good way and one good way to deal with this. And it's not for everyone because treatments when it comes to psychology, when it comes to your brain, there is not one treatment that works for everyone. So this is just a treatment that might work for you. And one of them is going to be like drugs. Drugs helps. And if nothing else, it is particularly helpful to have if you are at a state where you are you have like suicidal ideation and you might genuinely like depression has such a large impact on your daily life that a solution like getting your dopamines back up might actually, you know, quickly with things like drugs might be helpful. You can of course do therapy and you can do all sorts of things. But sometimes like just generally just having medication might just be the thing that takes the edge off and lets you function throughout the day. And that's fine. We sometimes need that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with taking medication. I'm sure that this crazy lady is going to tell us all about how medication is bad. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. Well, also, just God, you said like 3 words and I'm already mad at you. Contrary to what this lady says, there are other ways to work through depression, and sometimes it does involve working with other people, which might be working with trained professionals. Also always work with trained professionals. Working with trained professionals through this, creating yourself a nice support network. There are also studies, by the way. I know that this is hard for some of us, but having IRL to do support structures are also very nice to have, rather than just having internet ones, because they just happen to be better. I don't know. Research shows this. Okay. No, you have everything on your own. Ignore the humans are a real social species. Yes. How was the beer? Gio, I don't. It tastes like a higher end Corona. Yeah, it tastes like a higher end Corona. I'm still at that. It did make me slightly depressed. You Germans, you are missing out on good beer if this is what you think is good beer. It's healthy to have friends. Well, fuck. So, after not the last video, not the last. Oh, I have like a. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by a beard hair that just like ingrained itself into my finger, and it hurts a little. There we go. Whew. I have sharp beard. What was I gonna say? Something. Not this week. Not Wednesday, but the week before that, we talked about marriage and how marriage. Who was it that people prayer you was like, oh, get married, it's good for you financially, and that's all you really need to know, right? So after that, I went to class. My last day of class, we talked about community and community building. And so actually one of the things that got brought up in class was marriage, and because there are actually, and I kind of had to go through these, there are actually a lot of beards. I read like most of your comments, Sash, and then, then I said it. There are studies on marriage that show that married individuals do tend to be happier and all that nonsense, right? However, unlike PragerU, a lot of psychologists are not necessarily certain that it's just the marriage itself that is doing that, or if it is having communal bonds. So when it comes to having friends is good for you, it is actually really good for you to have friends. And I know that it's not easy for everyone to have friends or be that social or whatever, but it is actually good to be part of a community. It's a healthy thing to do. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to have friends. That is a very complicated way for me to say that it's a good thing for you to have friends. Have friends. I need to explore medication and or counseling. Haven't done it over 10 years. Good friends and support helps, but I need to do more to take care of myself. Yeah, if you can. And God, I know that if you're an American, I'm sorry. Medical system sucks and it's not going to support you. And I'm real sorry about that if you're stuck in that situation. If you're not, I don't think you are, Sush, right? I think you're stuck in a good medical situation. Definitely do. And I know that it's hard to I've been there. I've done it, right? I've had to seek outside help. I kind of talked about my alcoholism as he drinks beer last Wednesday and how that affected me and all that. And I've had to. One of the really fantastic things about my current job, great thing about working at a hospital, especially in the psychology part of a hospital, is that they realize the importance of mental health, and so I get free counseling at work, which is fantastic. And I might need to start using soon. Again. It is a very good thing. So yeah, definitely if you can, counseling is fantastic. You should definitely do that. Also, don't expect to find the first person that you meet for counseling or whatever you have to be perfect. Explore different things. Sometimes it's medication, sometimes it's not medication, sometimes it's a combination of medication and counseling. There's multiple ways, multiple different kinds of counseling, multiple ways to approach mental health. There isn't one. Fuck you, lady, for saying whatever stupid things you were gonna say. Has sharp beer. I do have a very sharp beer. That is true. Here's a secret-ish. When I was bedridden for those years, I learned to depend almost entirely on online life. I take it all personally, which I shouldn't. I consider you all my actual friends. We all love you, Christy. And I'm so apology time to Christy. I'm so sorry that I am like such an absolute dick on the internet. I really am. I know that you are trying real hard to get people to get along, and I am an absolute terror on the internet, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm trying to be better and be less of an asshole. It might take some time though. Sorry. Really, truly is. We all love you very much, Christy. And of course, having a support network, even if it's online, is still good. It's still better than not having one. It's just that research shows that having an offline support network is better. That's all. Just if you can have that, it tends to be better. That doesn't mean that you should. That again, tends to be better is averages and all that, right? Tends to be better is different than, I'm not saying it's the only way. I'm saying it just tends to be, right? Averages, all that stuff. Hello, Luke. Luke, I have German beer. It's a fancy Corona. I'm still. Online support networks can't help you move your couch. Probably. uh, did I borrow? Oh, did she borrow the set? I was gonna say, like, I know I have a couch on the back of mine. Oh, there's a box here. Where did this get here? There's a box there. That is not my box. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so let's listen to a little bit. We talked. God, you say so little, and it's all you said 8 seconds worth of things, Nicole, and they were all bad. What's in the? There's nothing in the box. It's an empty box.
Oh shit. Look at our lives. We have amazing technology. Grocery stores full of food. And seats that heat up your butt in the winter. Hey. Or if you're a genius like me, you turn on the heat seat and keep your fast food warm. Ah. And yet we are the most depressed that humans have ever been in the history of the world.
It's almost like Nicole that fucking materialism fucking Nicole, having things is not what makes us happy. It just ain't. Having stuff is not, it's not the thing. It's just not the thing that makes us happy. Also, fun research on that. I think I talked about this recently. What is it? $75-ish $1,000 is all that you really need to be happy a year, as research has found out. It's just psychology things. Okay, there are certain needs that you need to fulfill. As long as you have those needs fulfilled, your anxiety is lower. Some of them are very basic needs: shelter, safety, food, water, those things. Right? As long as you have those, you don't like you will be happy, and that's like one layer of happiness, right? Like one layer of happiness is just meeting your very basic survival needs, and then there's needs above that, so that you can actually like in hobbies and all that garbage, right? Like that go beyond basic needs, right? So that's a thing. Just because you have all this stuff also does not mean you're supposed to be happy. Having stuff does not make you happy. You materialistic capitalist. I'm angry. I'm angry. Was the beer Corona? I administered the name, but I don't have my headphones. It was Corona. No, it wasn't. It was this. It was a German style beer. It was not good. I'm gonna finish it, but I'm not enjoying it. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna be fine. Boston wants to know, what if the thing is micro? The things is micro? I'm confuzzled. When I was evicted and lost nearly all my stuff, I was certainly less happy. All those books. Oh, books are tough to lose. I'm not gonna lie. Books are tough to lose. Yeah, so there's again lots of studies about how things don't make you happy. You if you look, like if this was a thing, right? Like if things made you happy, right? If things were the things that made you happy, hoarders would be the happiest people on earth, right? They would be extremely happy people. But the opposite tends to be true. The reason that the hoarders exist, or that we buy shit online, honestly, the reason that we buy shit sometimes, is because buying things, just the act of buying things releases dopamine into our brain bits. And then it makes us happy. Just the act of buying them. It's not actually owning them, it's just buying them that makes our brains happy. Of course, that doesn't last very long, and then we go back into our depressive state of things, but it gives us just a little bit tinges of happiness. But it's not owning things, right? Like being happy is not about just how much stuff you own, how how many iPhones you have. There are plenty. I have a few sort of wealthier
Only one person can get you.
Can you hear me now? Ah! You know what I did? Because I'm super professional. You know what I did? I grabbed my mic and I pressed the mute button and I muted it. I am a super professional at this thing that I do every week. Just everything. It is probably better to just not listen to me. Okay, I gotta see the nickname that Maddie gave me. Oh no, I clicked. Something went wrong. Something went wrong is what YouTube told me. Don't know what it was, but something went wrong. Let's try again. Let's try to open a new tab. Nope. Are you giving me a link to your YouTube studio? I think you are. Because I keep getting an error, so I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, so we were talking about Nicole, who is still there. Just gotta do that. Okay, who is still there, telling us about how depression is bad and material, and all you need is if you just have stuff. If you just have stuff, you should be happy. Is what Nicole's telling us, right? It's the best. So yeah, I don't know what happened with my computer. It just did a thing. It died. It's fine.
Keep your fast food warm. And yet we are the most depressed that humans have ever been in the history of the world. It's all in our head. Depression is a chemical imbalance in your head. You can't just fix it, but you can. First, our brain.
Okay. All right. Ooh, everything is breaking. Why is everything breaking? Hopefully y'all can see me. You're gonna have to tell me in the chat because at least on the YouTube end, it's telling me you can. Chemical imbalance again. Like there's lady pants. There is absolutely science behind all of this. Everything is dying. Is everything okay? I don't know if everything's okay. Oh my goodness. all right, I think maybe we got this. There's a very
Only
big
one
maybe on this.
person.
Everything hopefully worked. Hello, welcome everyone back for like the third time again. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. I do appreciate you all still hanging around after all that nonsense. I do not know what happened that time. The first time my computer crashed, I don't know why. The second time, it just Google Chrome crashed, and then I restarted everything. So yeah, I do love that. Oh my goodness, all the things that need to be put on T-shirts. Computers are software as humans made, so errors are unavoidable. Okay. So there we go. All done with that nonsense. So. Just for finding Callens, if you had a bone of nuance in your body tweet. Oh no. Did she? Oh. Was that to my tweet? Like, I have words to say, and I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be so nice. Was this was this my apology tweet? Is that what it was? I have Callen muted. And I don't particularly care about talking to Callan anymore, or generally that whole group of individuals. I have no care at all to talk to them. I was an asshole, and I understand that I was an asshole, and so I apologize, and I will do it again here because I was in the wrong, and I was an asshole, and I should not have done the thing that I did. Apologies is not my forte. I know I'm terrible at it. Which is that I compared Callan to Sarah Michelle, and that was terrible, and it's just terrible thing for me to say. So, okay, no, it was not that. Okay. I love that you're considering cult when Callan has come out and said she won't criticize Mr. Atheist. Ah, yes, that one. Yeah, that one I still stand by. Yeah, no, that one's different. I'm getting canceled on Twitter. That's fine. Cancel me on Twitter. That's just been all the things. Check the Discord fan art page. We have some more fan art. Oh my goodness. And where is it? There it is. Discord fan art. What do you got? Ooh, stop being a I love that one. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Stop being sad, dumbass. And it's like a little happy face. Let's see. I'm gonna try to show this without murdering my computer a third time, a fourth time. Are we on time 4 to computer murder? Let's see if we can do this. Oh, that is fantastic. It's really big. Let's go over here. There it is. Look at that wonderful image. That is fantastic. I love that. That is like super like t-shirt interior right there. So yeah, in case you are depressed, stop it. Just stop it, and instead, just stop being sad. That is very clearly the solution to your problems. It's not anything else. Twitter drama is spilling into everything at this point. Just Twitter drama. I am nothing but a Twitter drama whore. Cult, whatever. No, what was it? Clout chaser? I'm a clout chaser. I know that Shay is one of your kids, and I'm so sorry. And we should talk about my Twitter drama, I guess. And I'm so sorry. I know that and you told me this on Wednesday, and I felt real bad on not Wednesday when I started a tiff with Shay, and because you had told me on Wednesday that Shay is one of your kids, and I didn't want to be a dick. I did not want to be a dick to Shay, but I just at the same time, like when people come at me with you're a clout chaser and the only reason that I talk about trans issues is for clout, when I my channel was dumb, but I liked my channel before everything happened. It was super dumb and I loved every bit of it, right? We sat around and talked shit about theists, and we talked shit about flat earthers, and we talked about dumb shit all the time, and it was fantastic. It was a good little thing that I had here, right? I had a good little thing going where I had bigger YouTubers than me promoting my channel. I had Professor Stick, I had Simon Dan, I had Wolfie, I had Red's Rhetoric, I had much bigger YouTubers than me promoting my channel, and I had a very good thing going with my channel, and just sitting around and shitting on flat earthers and talking about theists and just tackling that low hanging fruit. And I could have kept that. I could have sat there and have just kept doing what I was doing. I could have entirely 100% ignored anything to do with trans rights, anything to do with trans issues, and I could have kept my mouth shut. And I probably would have still had a nice, healthy channel that gets the views that channels that talk about flat earth shit get, right? I still could have done that. And I chose not to, knowing and seeing the consequence. And time after time, I still spoke out against it. Seeing my channel lose subscribers. I lost, God, so many goddamn subscribers. I still lose subscribers. I gain them, but I mostly still lose them. I have lost about half my patrons. I've lost so many subscribers. I burned my channel to the ground. And to have somebody tell me that the only reason that I did it was to become famous, like, that shit fucking hurts. Like, that really fucking hurts, and I was not okay with that. Like, that really, really, like, that got the feels. Like, I risked my channel, and I took the consequence of it, and to have somebody tell me that I'm only doing it for to become famous is just it's untrue, and it's an incredibly hurtful thing to say. And to be fair to Callan, I lashed out against her, and I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have lashed out against her. That was a terrible thing for me to do. I compared her to Sarah Michelle, and I know that Callan has spoken out against Sarah, and Sarah's a terrible person. Like, she's a transphobic, just token. She's a terrible, terrible person who is entirely promotes incredibly terrible, like, bigoted and horrible things. And that was too far. That was way too far. I went too far, and that was my bad, which is why I apologized. That doesn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that I have absolved her of all the things that she had said about me. That doesn't mean that I'm not mad at her. That doesn't mean that I am okay with what she did. It doesn't mean that I'm okay with her little clique of friends. It just means that I was an asshole, and I felt the need to apologize for being an asshole. That's what that meant. I'm still very, very angry at Callan. I'm still very, very upset at everything that happened this week with how much shit that I've gotten. And I'm not okay with it. So that was just, it was a very hurtful thing to say to me. Again, considering what actually happened, right? Considering how my channel tanked, and people like Rationality Rules channel, like, doubled in size, considering how everyone else who stood by on the sidelines gained something from it, and I lost a lot from it. I was just not okay with it. So that's more or less it. I'll read through your comment, Nestling. I think I have that conversation muted because it's just too stressful. It's just too stressful to go through that. So I will read through it. I do think that Callan is very wrong about defending about who she defends, and the reason that she defends them, but that's just me. Okay. With that said, I need beer. God, that got emotional and personal way too quick. Too sober for that. Okay. Well, on the bright side, at least you know that the horrible people you sub to you anymore. I would rather have a small fan base than high quality mini. Yeah. That is very true. Another fun part. Yeah, now let's go back to the depression, right? Yeah, like, I've been getting that a lot. God, I will probably maybe tweet this, but I'll also talk about it. I've been getting that a lot about not being able to control your fan base and all that. I don't agree with that 100%. I think you can definitely tell your fan base, if you agree, and Maddie's a perfect example of this, because he does this. They do this all the time, where they're like, if you believe in these things, I do not want you as a sub. And I most definitely think that you can curate your fan base to not be a bunch of dicks. I think you can I think you can curate. You can model the behavior that you want your fans to do. Right. You can if you model a behavior where you go past a block, somebody has you blocked, they don't want to talk to you, and you model the behavior of skipping that block to interact with somebody who does not want to interact with you, then you cannot be surprised when your fans do the exact same things. You modeled that behavior, and then your fans followed suit. I think you can model appropriate behavior. You can model it. You can say, this is not behavior that I'm okay with. I think you can tell your subs to fuck off if they're being assholes. And I've done that in comments. I've done that in person, in streams. I've done that. I've told people, hey, that comment is not okay, and I do not want you to be sub to me. I do not want you to be part of my community. And I think you can do that. I do realize that this will only take care of so much, and that there's always going to be outliers. There's always going to be some crazy ass person who really likes you and is an asshole. Like, I entirely understand that you can't 100% control everything that your fans do. But I think that there are things that you can do to help mitigate that as much as you can. There's so many things that you can do to at least avoid having those people around you. Like, it's not going to be 100%. You're always going to have assholes. You're always going to have assholes in your fan base who do assholey things, who do shitty things. But you have to call them out for it, and two, you can try your best to at least avoid having them be part of your community. Okay. The best way to not have shitty fans is to not have fans in the first place. That's true. Okay. So, let's talk about depression. Let's talk about being depressed. Jesus fuck. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh. Okay, let's talk about being depressed next.
Our brains are made of chemicals that are always changing balances. Sometimes when you have more of one chemical than another, then you can have depression symptoms. However, our brains are always changing, and we can change our brain. Yeah. Do some.
Yeah, we can. Lady, we can. And you know how we do that? With other chemicals. Like, we certainly can. We certainly can change our brain chemistry, and there's a very easy way to do that. We take pills for that nonsense, and that's fine. That's fine. We can. I know we're definitely hand fapping, and that's fine. I know that you want to say that you can think, I know what you're trying to say, right? You can think your way out of being depressed, right? You can be like, oh no, let's depressing is like you are in charge of your brain, and if you think about it hard enough, you can stop being depressed. No, that's not how your brain chemistry works. I shouldn't say that because it is kind of how your brain chemistry works. That's not entirely how your brain chemistry works. So, okay, there are certain actions that release chemicals into your brain bits, right? Smiling is kind of the go-to one that everyone always uses as an example. Yes, if you smile, you tend to release dopamine. Not to the point where you can be like, oh, just smile way through your depression. No, like, that's wrong. That's an entirely terrible way. Just because smiling releases dopamine does not mean that you can smile your way through depression. That's wrong. Stop it. So yes, you can. There are actions and things that you can do to help increase dopamine. Again, this isn't the only way. And some of those things that you do aren't necessarily healthy. Masturbation is the one that most people actually go to. That's true. So again, masturbation, buying things, which is the thing that you talked about, right? There are definitely behaviors that you can engage in that will increase the dopamine in your brain. Yes, masturbation will do this. Yes, smiling will do this. Yes, buying shit on the internet will do this. Exercise will do this. There are plenty of things that will make that will make your brain release dopamine and make your brain slightly happy for a bit. This, however, is not the only solution to your problems. Nor is it a long-term solution. They are ways for you to at least mitigate some of the some of the symptoms of depression, right? One of the things that I would talk to with my counselor when I was going through depression is the fact that, hey, you need to start engaging in things that will hopefully make you happier, and things that stop engaging in things that make you upset. That will help, but it is not the only solution, nor is it helpful for everyone, right? Just because it works for you, and it might work for you, and that's fine. That's fantastic. I love that it works for you. Does not mean that it works for everyone, and you also need to make sure that you have enough options available so that other people can actually benefit from them and not just you. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Why are you focusing on dopamine and leaving out serotonin? It's true. I'm sorry. There's chemicals. There are ways. There are ways for you to behave to release all sorts of fun chemicals in your brain bits. Serotonin is one of them. I usually focus on dopamine. I don't know why. By the way, Lady Pants, did you know what else releases dopamine? Gambling does. Isn't that fun? It's how gambling addiction works. Also, moving around releases dopamine, which is fun, which is why, oh god, I love this study. It's a case study. Oh, I wish I remembered this lady's name. So there's this case study about this lady who had, god, I've talked about this before and I can remember the things. The condition that makes, when you get old and makes you all shaky, it's got a name. It's got an appropriate name that I do not know it. Alzheimer's, no. Alzheimer's is when you forget. It's the other one that affects old people and it makes you shaky, and I'm terrible because I don't remember it. Oh, fudge. That one. So, lady had that. Lady had that one. And then she got onto this medication. She got onto a study, this medication that helped, pretty much what it did is it increased the dopamine receptors in her brain. No. God, what did it do? It either increased the sensitivity of dopamine receptors or increased the amount of dopamine. I forget exactly what it did. It had to do with dopamine. Either way, it increased it. Not alcohol. Parkinson's. Thank you. Parkinson's. It increased the amount of dopamine your brain released. So what it did is that it helped reduce the symptoms of Parkinson's. So she wasn't as shaky. However, one of the interesting side effects of it was that she became a gambling addict. She lost like all of her life savings in casinos at slot machines, because her brain was releasing so much dopamine that she got like an extra high from gambling. And so she was like extra addicted to gambling more than other people. Like, she entirely ruined her life doing this. Lost all of her life saving, had her husband divorced her. It was absolutely, like, I say this is a fascinating case study, but it was a terrible story. Because of this, she ended up, all that she needed to do was get off of this medication that stopped releasing that stopped releasing the extra dopamine into her brain, and then she was fine and was no longer addicted to gambling. It was that simple. It was fantastic. Also with that, there are some medical ways to deal with addiction, which include blocking certain receptors in your brain so that using drugs aren't as whatchamacallit, aren't as effective, so that you kind of end up losing the effectiveness of drugs. There are ways to fix the chemistry of your brain, lady. It usually involves drugs. It's pretty much what I'm saying. Oh god, all these fun studies, so many fun studies. Okay, all right, here we go.
Something fun, get a nice hit of dopamine. I like to think of myself as a dopamine dealer. Being depressed isn't the same as being sad. It's a real thing. Oh, I know. It feels like a ton of bricks is your blanket. I know every single argument that people are gonna throw at me about how depressed.
Funny thing about this lady, and you know what's fine. It's fine. Loving stream, but I gotta go play some STO. Got someone waiting for me. Oh, have fun. I don't know what STO is. I'm assuming it's a thing. Star Trek Online? I'm gonna go with Star Trek Online. Is that a thing? Neuroscience, that's me. You should come on here and talk about neuroscience one day. That would be fascinating. We should talk about this lady. We should definitely come on here. Oh, it is a thing. Oh, it is a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. It's a thing. Lady dopamine addict, dopamine dealer. Oh, so this lady's, by the way, this lady's video has comments disabled and ratings disabled. Nothing wrong with that. Fucking do that shit. But also, don't be like, I know all your arguments and shit, and then disable all the people who are actually gonna argue against you. That's seems a little sketchy. Not sketchy. Little dishonest. Just a little. Speaking of blankets of bricks, I know you talk about this all the time, and I think that's fantastic. Maddie, that you have a weighted blanket. I've been trying to see if my wife might enjoy a weighted blanket. How do you enjoy your weighted blanket? What weighted blanket do you have? Please help me decide one of these for my wife, because I think she would enjoy it. She's a terrible sleeper. Or not terrible. Yeah, no, she's terrible at sleeping. That's like the one skill she does not have is sleeping. She's terrible at it. And so I wanted to try to find a way to help her at least be able to get to fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer would be great things to do. And so if you could at some point like orient me towards good weighted blankets, that would be fantastic. A blanket of bricks sounds pretty good, honestly. I sleep under. There we go. We got there eventually. My mom got my brother a weighted blanket for Christmas, and he went to lay down for a minute, and we didn't see him for 2 hours. That's great. I gotta find it. I think she might enjoy it. I genuinely think my wife might enjoy a weighted blanket. I just I see some on Amazon, but I'm not sure if Amazon's the best place to buy weighted blankets or whatnot. But I would like to get her something like that. I think she would enjoy it quite a bit. So you and me, Maddie, get we'll do the thing. Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Depression is so hard, and you can't just beat it, and you can't just get over it. Maybe you enjoy being a victim, or maybe you want to get better. I don't know. Doctors are taught to prescribe antidepressants the same way they're told to prescribe Ritalin to kids with ADD.
Here's the one you have. Okay, I'm gonna open that another tab. So fun thing. Okay, speaking of which, because fuck that lady. I was about to talk about Micro, and then Micro beat me to it. Okay, fun fact. One of the reasons that I like my friends so much and the people that I hang around on the internet so much is that they call me out when I say stupid ass shit, and I love it. I love my friends when say this. So I used to, and this is entirely Micro's fault that I am no longer this much of a dickbag. I used to go with the because I used to be a teacher and I used to hang around schools, and I used to say things like what was the thing I used to say? Ritalin and ADD is overdiagnosed in the US. I used to say this shit, and then I said this shit in a show and taking a look at with Micro there, and Micro fucking jumped down my throat like immediately. Was like, no, you stop that shit. I'm fucking thankful for Micro for this shit, because this is why I like my friends, right? Like, no fucking qualms about pointing out when I'm saying something stupid, and I absolutely love it. So they found me a fun paper about diagnosing of ADHD. As it turns out, No, it's not actually overdiagnosed. Also, ADHD is an actual thing. Also, fuck you, lady. So that was fantastic, and I was really glad for Micah to do that. So yes, there are studies on ADHD. Fuck you, lady, or ADD, or whatever you want, whichever. I think you said ADD, but things, right? Fuck you, lady, for pretending like it's not a thing, right? So one of the things about this is why people sort of feel like it's overdiagnosed, and I've since sort of learned this. Why people feel like it's overdiagnosed, or people think it's given too much attention, probably has to do with how it affects it's ADHD. It hasn't been ADD for several years. Cool beans. Again, I'm kind of far behind on a lot of these things. So, and I know people feel like this is overdiagnosed and whatnots, or like it's not real because it's just kids acting out or whatnots. No. There's the science behind it says nope, you're wrong, right? Like this is an actual thing. It's and if you actually talk to somebody with if you actually bother to listen to people with this condition, you might learn something. You might learn exactly what their experiences are like, and it's not as simple as just not being able to pay attention, right? Or being distracted. Like it's a genuine inability to. It's not something you choose to do. It's not something that you have control of. Hey, we talked about having control of behaviors like on Wednesday, and how we don't necessarily have control of behaviors. And no plum, you're like being talked about 2 times in a show. I still gotta link you my video. No, don't watch this one has nothing to do with you. But it's one of those things. We don't necessarily get to control our behaviors that way. We don't necessarily get to control how our brains think. And like our brains just do weird things. Not that I'm calling you weird, but weird things, and this is one of them. So yeah, it's real, lady. You need to shut up.
I don't know what I think about that. Antidepressants are not lifelong tools. They will never make you happy. When I was on antidepressants,
okay,
I just felt like a robot who was now functioning versus a robot that was frozen.
Fine, let's stick with that, right? Let's stick with your stupid ass analogy. Let's stick with a robot who is now functioning versus a robot who is frozen. That might in and of itself be a good thing, right? Like, so if you take a robot, God, I hate your fucking analogy, but we're gonna use it, right? Let's pretend that depression is robots that aren't functioning, right? Let's just for a second pretend that that's what that's like, right? You can't fucking get better, and you can't learn how to deal with your anxiety, depression, all of that if you're frozen. You can't learn that shit, right? Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes all you need is just a little bit of medication, maybe a lot of medication. Doesn't really matter how much medication, right? Maybe sometimes you need medication just to get you to the point where you can function, and then you can function, which means that you can start learning how to do all the other things that you need to do, right? And I know that you seem to think that medication is like a crutch and that you shouldn't rely on it or whatever. That seems to be your thing, right? But that's one. It's incredibly insensitive. Also, fuck you. But even if we use it from your perspective, what is wrong with somebody needing a tool to help them better themselves, right? Even if we go from your stupid ass perspective that it doesn't make you happy, that's fine. It can be used as a crutch. This is like, honestly, this is like telling somebody with a broken leg that they can't use a crutch to get better. They just need to walk on it. Like, fuck you. Sometimes we use other tools to get us to the place that we can start working and getting ourselves better. And maybe we can get off of medication. As somebody who has gotten off of antidepressants, fuck you. Sometimes we need that just to be able to get to ourselves to the point where we can get off of them. Sometimes we can't, and that's fine. Sometimes we all need like a little bit of medication. That's okay too. Are you just gonna take fucking wheelchairs away from people and be like, no, you're just using this as a crutch? Fuck you. Just think about it better, and then you won't need a fucking wheelchair. Stop having a broken leg, dumbass. Who needs rehabilitation? Just walk, nerd. I know, right? Like, sometimes that's all you need. Like, if you want to make the analogy that it's a crutch, sure, it's a crutch. Let's go with that. Are you saying that crutches are bad? Like, what is your point? Like, yeah, maybe sometimes we do need a crutch to get better. Like, sometimes you can't fucking make it to physical therapy if you can't walk there because you don't have a crutch because some dumbass blonde lady on the internet took it away from you. There is not enough beer to deal with this woman. Let's just...
Your presents, please. You're still a tin man, just moving now. Being high isn't feeling better, and I think
we already talked about that. We already talked about that.
Scary about taking away people's ability to feel, which is what antidepressants do. And scientists have concluded after decades of studies that they have no idea why antidepressants work on some people and not on other people. But the reason...
Citation fucking... Where's my H-Bomber guy thing? I need an H-Bomber guy fucking button. I need that. I need an H-Bomber guy button. Press. Citation needed. GIF. Like right now. Like right now. Okay. No. Lady. I don't know why I have to tell you this, but not everyone's the same. Not everyone's brain is the same. Not everyone's brain chemistry is the same. We understand why sometimes some antidepressants work on some people and some antidepressants don't work on other people. We actually know why. It's because of the opposite thing that you said, because we're not all robots, and we're not all built the same, and we're not all the same person. So, what works for me does not work for another person because they have a different brain than me. You need to lock H-Bomber behind a cave and hit that button, I know. Science also cannot predict if antibiotics will work on a specific strain of patients and is infected with, but we'll still try them to see if we can bloody help the person in need. Exactly. This is bodies, humans. Like, God, the robot thing is funny. Like, it's funny because you entirely miss the thing about the robot thing. Like, robots are easy, right? They're all built the same. You can diagnose their problems. Humans are not, right? Humans have all sorts of chemicals and things going on inside of them, and they're not all identical. My chemical makeup, the way that my brain processes chemicals is not the same as yours, and that's fine. And we're not going to sit here and pretend that we should have a one-size-fits-all solution to the problem. Your complaint is that our solutions to the problem does not fit everyone, and that we have and you know what our solution to that is? That we have multiple solutions. We have different drugs that affect people differently, and that's fine. All of this is fine, lady. Humans be weird, yo. I feel sorry for the chemicals in her brain. Me too. God. Woof. Woof. What a show. What a show.
It's all in her head. It's all in your head. Literally. You idiot, it's genetic. Nope. It was proven at Harvard that only 10% of our long-term happiness has anything to do with external factors, such as genetics, how you were...
Did you, lady pads, just say that genetics is an external factor? Like, not to get too much into the nature versus nurture. God, I'm hand fapping. Not to get too much into nature versus nurture, but internal means inside, lady. like your genes. They are inside of you, lady. They're inside of you. External or the external stimuli, the where you grew up, how you're treated, economical status, religion, all those things are external. The internal bits are your genetic bits by your own fucking graph. 90% of depression is caused by genetics, you dumb. Am I allowed to call her a B word? Am I allowed to call her a B word? Am I at the point where I can call her a B word? I want to. I really do. I really want to call her a B word. God, you are dumb, lady. My older daughter was not raised with me. She still suffers from bipolar. Yeah, because genetics. Because bimbo. Blonde bimbo bastard. That is exactly what I was thinking about. Blonde bimbo bastard. Oh, goodness gracious. I cannot. Oof. Cannot. To be honest, I would have gone for the C word at this rate. Then again, a lot of the British influence. Oh, gosh. It was balloon. It was definitely balloon. God. You blonde balloon. You blonde balloon. Woof. I can't at the moment. Okay. I know, we got like 10 minutes of this stream, and we are going to cut it off because I've had too much beer and not enough time to pee it all out. So we're going to watch a little bit more and then be done. Oh, goodness gracious.
A raise, or what's going on at work. By the way, I agree. Sally is such a bitch. She's kind of a bitch. And the other 90% of our happiness is accounted to how we process the world. Hey, isn't that amazing? Happiness can be a choice. Science proves it. Nobody...
Those outside genes, I like that. I want outside genes to be a thing. I just, Lady, you do not understand what outside and inside mean, and I'm sorry for that. Outside factors are things that are outside of you, lady. Inside factors are things. So, this is how stupid you are. Inside things are things like how you perceive the world. That is an inside bit. What did you say? Let's go back to what you said, because you said a stupid because you were stupid. Where's your thing? Where's your fucking chart? Okay.
External factor has anything to do that only 10% of our long-term happiness has anything to do with external factors.
Only 10% has to do with external factors. You know what is an internal factor? How you perceive the world. How you perceive the world is an internal factor because your brain is inside of your fucking skull. Lady. I can't. I can't. Your brain is an outside factor. Your brain is definitely an outside factor. Jesus fuck. No, stop. Pie charts are the most accurate. Jesus fuck. I just brain. Your brain is an internal factor, lady, because your brain is it's inside of you. Your genes are inside of you, lady. External factors or other things. I can't. I can't. Oh, are you sure she has got one of those insider skull? I'm not sure she does. I'm genuinely not sure she does. Oh. With that said, I think I'm done. Her genes are inside her. Oh, goodness gracious. I think we might be done. My sides. You need a stronger... I do need stronger alcohol, but I made the choice to drink a German beer, and I regret it. I regret it so much. Is this worse than Tim Pool failing to understand a study on claiming Congress is set to gain, oh god, the 11 points in the House in 2020 when it actually lost, what, 1 or 2 seats? Yeah. It just God. Like, you literally read it the opposite way, lady. You literally read the study, which I don't even know what study you're talking about, but even if I accept your fake ass study, you still read it the wrong way. Like, that's the funny bit. The funny bit is, you don't actually show his results. You show your own pie graph, right? You don't actually show his result. The funny bit is that in your made up study, you don't even read your made up study right. Like, you can't even get that right. That wasn't a German beer. Hey, Saphod Stream, how are you? I'm sorry you showed up at the time you're going to show up at, because we're all done with the show. Oh, thanks for the sub, Saphod Stream. I greatly appreciate it. The study wasn't even about depression. I'm going to have to look up what study it is. I'm sure that's in the description. It was about long-term happiness. Oh, well, it's all the same, Micro. Just be happy, dumbass. Fuck. Yeah, we're gonna be done with this show for today. I think. Thank you very much, SoFatStream, for showing up and subscribing. I do greatly appreciate you being here. I'm gonna try my best to work on my video on Sarah Michelle. Yes, video on Sarah Michelle. Gonna work real hard on it. I want to say most of it done, but then I left half of it at my computer at work, so maybe not that much. So yeah, that's a thing. And then the other thing is, check if you did videos and things, come check me out here. Evening that number up. Nice, thank you. Evening that. Oh, thank you. I should fix that because we're not doing that anymore. But thank you. I do appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, Objectively Subjective, for your wonderful super chat. There you go. Have some booze, because we're still at the end of it. Sexist assholes around here, especially this guy. I can't. What was I gonna say? Shit, I forgot. Gonna try to make a video. If you don't catch me here next week, check out Objectively Subjective on next Tuesday, the 14th. I will be there at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So go check me out there. I will be hanging out with them. And then hopefully I will finish a video on Sarah Michelle, and then maybe have Scientist Mel on here, which would be also lots of fun all the time. Also put an R in Discourse. No, that's been like that for like 2 years. And I refuse to fix it. So, thank you, everyone, for being here. I do greatly appreciate you, each and every one of you, hanging out today. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.